So now that we've finished quad encoder number 1, we're going to go ahead and this is going to be quad encoder number 2. So let's go ahead and file, save project as, and save it as quad encoder number 2. Here we're going to start making some steps forward. So we're picking up where we left off. And we have our while loop, which is a while 1. That means it goes on forever. That gives us a chance to check what's going on. And so we've got while 1. Okay, and what we're doing is we're going to change this. Instead of it going on forever, we're going to use this value, the encoder value, to limit how long it goes for. So we're going to go ahead and double click on the while, and we're going to change this from 1 to encoder. So while the encoder is less than 360. So while the encoder is less than 360, we're trying to see how far our robot travels in one rotation of the axle. In one rotation of the axle, how far does our robot travel? And so it's going to go forward just for that period of time, and then it's going to stop. So it's going to say, hey, while this is going on, while this is happening, as long as it's less than 360, then it's going to run. And so this loop will only be used until the encoder passes a value of 360. And so I put that in the comments, more for you to kind of look at. You feel free to type that in as well to make sure that you understand what is going on and why it's going on. So that is there. This will only happen while it's under 360. It's going to get the information. It's preset at 0. It's going to go to 360, and it's going to print out our value as we go. Now, right now, it does not move. Right now, the robot does not move. And so what we need to do is we need to take that forward command, right, our forward command that just tells it to go forward. We're going to take our forward command, and we're going to drop it in there and press OK. So it is going to go forward while the encoder is less than 360. And then once it is done, once it's done with that, we got to do something. So we're going to go ahead and have it stop. So we're going to have the function stop. And let's print to screen. So we're going to copy this block and paste it. Let's print to screen. Robot has stopped. And we don't need the value anymore, so we can just delete that. Okay, and press OK. So it's going to say robot has stopped. It's going to print that out just one time, and then the whole thing is going to stop. So what's good about this is it lets us use this command, the while. So it's going to basically repeat until. It's going to repeat until this value is greater than 360. And once it does that, it kicks out of that loop and does this. So now let's go ahead and test that. And I need to keep track of how far your robot travels in one revolution of the axle. We're just going to repeat this multiple times, and we're going to end up having to get a number. And that number we're going to use to get exactly what we need to do for the next part. So this is quad encoder number 2. We've put it in a loop. We've adjusted our loop to have a condition, and we've got it traveling in one revolution. We're going to see how far our robot travels, and we're going to use that number as information for our next part.